Backstage, and guess what? We just heard you guys are all in.
That's right.
That's what we heard
How
backstage.
exciting.
So, you know what's fun? When you have a mindset that you go, any college football fans out there? Yeah. No.
Sorry, Meredith.
I'm going to apologize to Meredith.
Hoosiers!
I am from Indiana, and we happen to have a college football team there that has been playing to win. Now, how many of you guys know that there's two different mindsets, right? Some teams play to win. Some teams play to not lose. It's a very different strategy. Well, it just so happens IU hired a coach 2 years ago, and the coach came in. His name's Coach Signetti. Some of you may have heard this little story, which, the IU college football powerhouse doesn't exist. Okay? We have not played in a bowl game forever, for like 60 years. And so they hired this coach, a coach that nobody's ever heard of, and they said, hey, what are you going to do for this program? And he said, well, it was an interesting interview. He said, well, I win. And they go, really? They didn't know his background. And he said, Google me. And literally his pedigree as a coach is he's found a way to win. So because we're backstage and we hear all of you, we saw all the comments that you guys are saying, I'm all in, I want to win. We've got to have the mindset to, I'm playing to win. Okay, now I do want to point out just real fast, they have 0 5-star recruits. IU football has 0 5-star recruits. None. They only have 7 4-star recruits. You guys, this is unheard of in the history of college football. Literally. And it starts because of the power of the leader. And it was the leader that led to their quarterback, a kid that was barely recruited out of high school to play college football, who transferred in and now won the Heisman Trophy. So when you make that decision, you are the head coach. When you say, I'm playing to win, and we're going to teach you some things about your back office and some of the tools that you have at your fingertips to teach you how to play to win, okay? All right, so it takes a leader with vision, just like you guys. It takes a leader with vision to help people with dreams. Why is that important? Because you're going to unlock, how can I begin to navigate some of the tools, some of the reports, some of the resources to help me help people win? Because we're playing to win in 2026.
That's right. And leading well, you've heard a lot already today, which is so great because it's like when you're kind of near the end of the day and there's people that have gone before you and shared just incredible messages, you're like, how is it that I literally have the same words written down? And it goes back to just how simple this business truly is. And so I just want to share real quickly that leading well, first, you do have to be a good follower of the success system and of successful people. So there are a lot of people in here that are new. Raise your hand if this is your first LifeWave event. First one. See? And so I'm assuming that's amazing. There's a lot here on the chat. If this is your first event that you're a part of, say first in the chat. Because we want to know, because what that tells us is that, number one, you are following somebody that is successful because they got you here. And you're following a successful system because now you know that there's power about being in the room and on virtual. This is truly a virtual event that we just pack about 500 of us in this room. And depending on where you're sitting, it's either really hot or it's a little bit cold. But second is that you want to embrace the culture and know that you belong. I believe somebody needs to hear that today. You belong. You belong here. And you belong with the people that brought you here. That is so important that you are assigned. I was sharing with somebody earlier that it doesn't necessarily matter who's above you, but who's come in because of you. That's who you belong to. And that's who you're leading. And no matter where they've come from, you can do this and you can lead them and lock arms with them. But you belong here. Third, be committed. Be in when no one else is and when everybody is. If someone that you're working with walks away, does that mean you walk away? No. So you have that resolve in you that you're going to do this because that's what leaders do. You don't walk away. This is where personal growth, in this category, this is where personal growth is different for everybody, but it plays a huge role in what you decide to do with yourself first, and then what you pour into other people.
So good. So, the mindset, when we pour into other people, just a reminder, we've talked about this just a little bit yesterday about 3 different mindsets. You're going to have people on your team that have a little extra mindset, a big potential mindset, a what if, and then I'm playing to win mindset on the right. And so just know, we had a long-term, a mentor of ours that said, it doesn't matter if they buy into what you're saying. What matters is you don't buy into what they're saying. So if I'm connecting with somebody and I'm life transforming, I'm playing to win, and I've got a friend who's just curious and questioning everything, I'm not going to be influenced by their vision. I'm going to allow them to be influenced by my vision, okay? So as we begin to dig in, just know everything starts with purpose. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. Our purpose is the ultimate fuel for our journey through life. When we dive into our purpose, we don't get tired or bored, and our engines don't burn out. Like, what a cool quote for all of us, knowing if we do our part, if we're playing to win, then I'm going to go back home and I'm going to become a master at helping people identify what is it that's fueling them, and then how can I help them? And that's really where our back office tools and resources come into play. However, we want to warn you, we're going to teach you how to what we call chase the business. How do I go chase the business? And the reason why this is so valuable is some age-old history. You want to share with them your favorite quote?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite quotes. So you can get everything in life you want if, right? There's always, is that a clause? Where's my English majors? It's a clause, right? Isn't if a clause word? If you will just help enough people get what they want. So you can get everything you want in life if. So who's willing? If you're willing to help others get what they want, say willing and put willing in the chat, because you are going to have an amazing legacy here if you're willing to do, honestly, I believe this one thing. And how many of you from last night to tonight, be honest, who defined their "so that" statement? Anybody? Write it down? Perfect. The rest of us, either you already have one or that's your homework, right? There is a little bit of homework in this business, Steve. I hate to tell you. Sometimes there's a little bit of homework.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
If we know that if I help enough people get what they want, then mine becomes an automatic. And some of you, when we look at this compensation plan and some of the adjustments, and then that was an amazing training by Steve earlier, just on how do I build this out, both the enroller tree and the binary tree. That was phenomenal. Thank you. When we see numbers like this and we go, wow, how do I get to 1,000 points or 6,000 points or 40,000, 100,000 points? And how do I do that in multiple teams? It's our ability to know, where do I go find the information so that I can help people advance? And that's really where our back offices come into play. So let's talk for just a second. This is something that, in fact, big shout out, Tony Boyer, Todd and Shannon Marvel, Jason Ty Miller, Pam Clem, this whole team, they launched Manager Mondays. And they go, what if we start our week strong instead of trying to play catch up? And so they call it Manager Mondays, and they're focused, just like Steve was teaching from the leader down, how many people can I help hit one-star manager? Well, what if we start our week with who's close? Who's got a chance to hit 1- and 2-star manager? We like to say manager by Monday. Let's hit manager this week. And then the report that is most valuable is your upcoming rank promotion report. That's in your back office. So if you go under organization and reports, we've got a lot of great reports. That upcoming rank promotion report is extraordinary. So imagine if we're playing to win Monday, we can dig in and go, here's exactly who I need to be in contact with this week. And I need to find out what is their reason for building this. Now, during the week, a healthy way to manage progress in your business is all of these amazing presentations. So Monday night, Wednesday night, this is it, team, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Here's the link. Here's the details. We know that. The whole team knows that. And if you don't know that, like Terry Beatley said, then you're disconnected. You need to be tuned in with what the things that are happening. Well, here's the reality is for all of us, if we have This Is It team events, we have our own team events, the question to ask myself is how many guests, how many eyeballs are on the Zoom? My friend Joe Navarro used to say that, right? It's real estate. I want real estate on that screen. How many guests are tuned in on those Zooms? And so some of us, we may feel like, well, I'm working my business. I'm really busy, Matt, but I've been rearranging my office. I don't have guests on Zooms. And I hate to tell you, but you may not be making progress. If you're planning to win, then that's a measurement that you want to pay attention to. And the best way to pay attention to that is called Enroller Team Report, because then you can go, how many people were on a Zoom last night and how many people joined our team today? Now, later on in the weekend,
this is a really good slide to take a picture of too, by the way, because if you're not using reports, then you need to know these are what we believe the top 3 reports that can really help move your business, and you can have eyeballs on activity that's inside your back office. Are we making the back office exciting or what? Yeah? We're trying to. We're really trying to. Not everybody gets to talk about the back office or compliance, right? I mean, we do our best.
Enroller Team Report, here's the beautiful thing about Enroller Team Report. By the way, in all of these reports, you can drag a column across to another column. So they're movable. So they've given us the tools at our fingertips to go, who is in motion right now? And I can sort by dates. I can sort by, last name. There's a lot of things that I can do so that I can figure out who is in motion. Why? Because I've got a mindset that I'm planning to win, and I've got people that I'm helping, that I'm focused on helping based on Monday morning. Now, Saturday, and thank you again, Terry. If you don't know, we have Saturday trainings, right? We have This Is It team trainings. A lot of our teams, we do Saturday trainings. At the same time, Saturday, how many of you know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the Zoom events, that's when people get a chance to see LifeWave. On Saturday is when they decide I'm in. When they get a chance to see somebody train, here's how to have success, that's when they make life-changing decisions. And I'm not talking about getting an ID number. I'm talking about being teachable. So those Saturday trainings, how many brand partners are tuned in? And one of the best ways to pay attention to that is called your team paid rank tracker. And as you see people progressing through ranks, this report can be invaluable. So in your back office, and by the way, we happen to be on, a part of the advisory council, which is just such an honor. And I must say, Janine, Meredith, the entire team, they're so responsive when we go, hey, these reports are really good, but here's how they could be great. And they go, let's go to work. And they have been super responsive. So our back office, yes, please. Thank you. You guys are making it, they're taking away excuses for us to be able to win, right? We have the tools, we have the resources. If you got the mindset that I'm playing to win, our back office can be a gold mine in your business. So in closing.
Right. Well, I think it's important. I wanted to share just a couple of things. So I was talking with somebody and they said, I don't understand the comp plan yet, but I think all I need to do is talk to people and enroll them. Right? It's okay. If you don't understand something, you don't wait. This is truly about taking action. Oh, sorry, we moved slides. I should have started with Mindset of a Champion. Okay. Well, it's about taking action. And even if you don't yet understand something, that's okay. You can still work the success system, and along the way, it's better to earn while you're learning than to sit back and know everything and have no earnings. Am I right? You want to be moving forward in the whole time. So, okay. Another thing I wanted to share real quickly before we touch on this last. Oh, we're almost out of time. Okay, go ahead. We're running out of time. You go.
This is your slide.
This is your slide. Okay. Here we go. Mindset of a Champion, playing to win, proactive versus reactive. If you again, this is about taking action, not responding, not taking a back seat, but this is about being proactive in everything that you do so that So we want you to come out of here like a fire horse and just winning and bringing people along with you to do that. Your purpose, your so that statement, I promise you, is going to fuel the activity that you desire. You're going to get some no's, but you're also going to get some yeses along the way, which is so exciting. Goals, plan, action. If you, like Brooke was saying, if you have goals and do nothing with them, they're kind of just wishes, right? It's not, you got to put them in a plan and you got to put them to action. And one of the best things that you can do, and even through our reporting, is leapfrog. If the person that you brought in, all that means is that the person you brought in isn't doing much yet, but maybe they brought in or introduced you to somebody, then that's your new person. Leave nobody behind. Right? Isn't that a Navy SEAL?
No man left behind.
No man left behind, or woman. We don't leave anybody behind. If they come in your business, scoop them up, lock arms. You guys can do this. We're all in. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you.